Book of Ruth chapter 1. Elimelech's family in Moab. Because of famine in Bethlehem, Elimelech, Naomi, and their two sons Mahlon and Chilion moved to the land of Moab. But tragedy struck, her husband and both sons died, leaving Naomi alone. Ruth chapter 1 verses 1 to 5. 2. Ruth's decision. Naomi decided to return to Bethlehem. Her daughter-in-law Orpah went back home, but Ruth clung to her, saying, "Your people will be my people, and your God my God." It was a decision of love and faith. Ruth chapter 1 verses 16 to 18.
3. Return to Bethlehem. Naomi and Ruth arrived in Bethlehem at the time of harvest. Naomi, though broken, still held on to hope, saying, "The Almighty has dealt bitterly with me," but God was already preparing a new path for them. Ruth chapter 1 verses 19 to 22.
4. In Boaz's field. To provide for Naomi, Ruth went to glean in the fields. There she met Boaz, a relative of Elimelech. Boaz noticed Ruth's devotion and kindness and showed her favor. Ruth chapter 2 verses 1 to 13. 5. Under God's providence. Though Ruth was a foreigner, Boaz honored her faith and humility. God's unseen hand had led her to Boaz's field. This encounter marked the beginning of God's plan of redemption. Ruth chapter 2 verses 14 to 23.
6. Naomi's wise counsel. Knowing Boaz was a family redeemer, Naomi advised Ruth to go to the threshing floor. Ruth humbly lay at his feet, asking for his protection and redemption. It was an act of courage and faith. Ruth chapter 3 verses 1 to 9.
7. Boaz's promise. Boaz praised Ruth's faithfulness and purity. He promised to fulfill the duty of a kinsman redeemer and to do everything lawfully and righteously. Ruth chapter 3 verses 10 to 18. 8. The decision at the city gate. Boaz gathered the elders at the city gate to settle the matter with the nearer relative. When the other man declined, Boaz publicly claimed the right to redeem and took Ruth as his wife. God's providence was revealed in that moment. Ruth chapter 4 verses 1 to 10.
9. Ruth and Boaz's marriage. Boaz married Ruth, and God blessed them with a son named Obed. Naomi held the child in her arms and rejoiced. The women of Bethlehem said, "A son has been born to Naomi." Ruth chapter 4 verses 11 to 17.
10. The line of David and salvation. Obed became the father of Jesse, and Jesse became the father of David. Through Ruth the Moabite, God continued the lineage that led to Jesus Christ. Through faithful love and humble obedience, God's plan of salvation unfolded. Ruth chapter 4 verses 18 to 22.
Summary message. The book of Ruth is a story of love, faithfulness, and divine providence. Through Ruth, a foreign woman, God wove the line of redemption leading to the Messiah. A small act of obedience became a great story of faith that opened the path of salvation.